Good morning. We are the Life Motivators. We come in here each day to give you our knowledge and our inspiration of different things that we have done within our life to move us to another elevation of life. Sharing each other's love, energy, vibrations, and co-creating in the morning times like this is what we call a mastermind. These masterminds bring so much into our life because we all have these visions or these dreams that you see. You really don't know how to harness them or turn them into reality. Well, we have learned how to turn our dreams into reality, into that bigger vision that we've always had. And now knowing that we have taken our blinders off and we're walking along this earth with clear vision, clear dedication, true purpose of what we're wanting within our health, our body, our mind, and our physical world of life to make sure that we have everything that we need, called abundance. Most people think, well, I've got a big house, I've got nice cars, I got boats and toys, and I got a lot of money in the bank. I am full of abundance. No, you're full of material things. We are full of abundance. Every single person, if you truly stop and think of it, you woke up this morning and you can see, you can hear, you have beautiful clothes to wear, you have a roof over your head. We say this all the time. You have happiness within your heart. You have friends that love you, support you, and are dedicated into their life to know that they're not judging you. They are uplifting you to say you have all the power you need. You have all the success within you that you need to be able to do so much more than what you're already doing. Oh, well, I'm happy within my job. I'm happy exactly what I'm doing. Yes, but you're here for a bigger purpose than just working for that individual job. Each day we have so much within us, our powers that we have harnessed and we've created throughout our dreams, because once you get in that clear state of mind at nighttime, then you have no stress, no anxiety. Your body is in that happy state because you're resting without thinking. And as your body is starting to get off into that meditative state, and now you're starting to actually join in with those dreams, and it's feeling good. Now, when you wake up, can you keep those and make it a reality? Yes, you can. Taking those dreams and putting them on paper, the visions that you get, little downloads, we call them, throughout the day. Because as you're communicating with people like we do right here in the morning times, the words that are spoken might spark an idea. So what can change things within in a world and within yours? One idea. So that one idea that you take right there and then you turn it into reality and start moving with it and moving your life with it, then it starts bringing so much more in of opportunities that you weren't able to see before. Now you can see every day as nothing but an opportunity. Everywhere you go, there's opportunity in some shape, form, or fashion to enhance yourself or someone around you. Sometimes we enhance others with just a word, a kind gesture, a smile. You don't have to do all kinds of things of going and, cleaning their entire house for them or showing them how to do whatever it is. They are living their life. All we have to do is just be a good friend, someone they can listen to what they have to say and tell them that their ideas are not crazy. Their dreams, their visions that they're having are not crazy. Many of us, before we was able to connect with people that had the like mind of what we're doing within our life, before we was able to connect with those, we were surrounded with many people who didn't understand what we were dreaming or what we were seeing or what we were speaking of, our visions of something more. Oh, you can never have that. Your family's never had that before. Y'all never done that. We've all heard that. But as entrepreneurs, we have a bigger mindset. We have a bigger heart, a bigger vision for something more within life. So as we've connected with it, because we've turned our dreams into reality and each day making them better and better and better. It's fun to be able to co-create with each person within here in the mornings because I surrounded myself with people of like mind to have that bigger vision, to know that they were here for more than just working a jobby job. That was the mindset of our elders. Now we are here to make it a bigger planet, a bigger vibration of energy. Bring your love to the table each day. Bring your happiness to the table each day. Those smiles. Watch your world change and those around you. Go ahead, Brother Julio.
Well, as you're writing, Thomas, we often we speak from the heart and we speak from the soul. We speak from what's been our life's experience in order to get us here to the point where we can motivate and encourage other people. And I was just kind of jotting down some basic ideas that I felt, and it's more or less, it's not as simple as just ideas, but it's things that we have put into practice, things that I have put into practice, things that I've gotten from you all. Some of them I was implementing already. Other ones you guys have reinforced my implementation and strengthened it, as well as giving me additional tools by being around the right amount of people, by being around the right people. So I just want to, if you guys have a pen and paper, and you're able to, then great. If not, it's all good. Leaders practice some of these things, and I didn't always view myself as a leader and what it is, what we do, but I know I am a leader. I've been that since I was a child. I asked for that. And I don't mean like, even as a kid, I was one that would lead the pack. And I'm not boasting in that at all. It's just, that's always been, I knew I had to follow but I had to follow the right footsteps, not just in the wrong and being a follower. And in order to be a good leader, you first have to be a good follower. You have to have that teachable spirit, that open mind, that open soul, that open context within yourself where you're able to receive from another who is wiser than you. I was a young man that was always amongst older men. And that's why, instead of hanging around kids my own age and young men my own age, I was always hanging around a much wiser group. So sometimes I got into adult conversations and I had no business being there, but other times it was a blessing to me because of my growth and because people would say, man, Julio, you got an old soul. People would tell me that, often growing up, and I let it go to my head sometimes because of what I knew that I was further along than other people. But just gravitating towards some of these principles, some of these habits, some of these routines has really proven to change my life. And I just wanted to run down a few of them and give you guys, the same this morning. So we always talk about it. So I'm just going to start naming these off. An attitude of gratitude, expressing gratitude in your day. We spoke about that yesterday, just having that position from the second that you wake up to the second that you go to bed, that you lay your head down at night, having that position, that attitude of saying, hey, you know what, I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the many things that are in my day. Hey, there you go. Thomas got the rock. Being grateful for the small things, or big things, the simplicities of life, your family, the basic necessities that we have in life, the things that we take for granted. Having that attitude definitely, it broadens what you see. It broadens how you feel about stuff. Sometimes the things that we see aren't just by sight. You guys know, sometimes it's hard to put that into words. Okay, but that's the best way I can describe it is, when you're in gratitude, you literally can see more opportunities in life, to see more situations. Sometimes you have a position about a person, and expressing gratitude and having a relationship with a person, you'll begin to see more about a person, and that all starts with gratitude, because expressing gratitude changes your perspective. Okay, realizing the blessings in each day, it changes your perspective. Okay, so that's a vital component. The next one I wrote down is habits of change. Habits of change. So scheduling time for reading, scheduling time for listening throughout the day, podcasts, YouTube, motivational speakers, or, clips of maybe your favorite artist, or your favorite actor, or, whatever, because these people are influential people in the world, and they like to talk from their testimony based off of how they got to where being successful and where they got in life, but habits of change. What habits do you need to schedule in? I'm always talking about being intentional. So are you being intentional about where you're going? It's important to schedule it, because if you don't schedule, things in your day, then they'll never become habits. They will never, ever become, you'll never have that structure. You'll go about life, how Thomas always talks, the willy-nilly. You're kind of just, hey, I'm going to take whatever the day has for me. Don't get me wrong. We don't know what tomorrow has for us, but in tomorrow, okay, when we get there, if we get there, then we're gonna go about life the best way we know possible. We're not, fortune tellers where we can predict the future or things of that nature. but we're going to plan well for our day. And if something comes up that is not planned and not scheduled, then you can be open to it, or you can just, kind of shut it down. Why? Because you have a structured time. You have a time frame. You have to make time for you. I'm amazed by how many people, just in asking the question that we ask quite often, Thomas, on what do you want? People have lived their lives 30 and 40 and 50 years and have yet to really analyze themselves to discover what they want. So it's important to schedule time for you, schedule time for reading, schedule time for mastering your craft and what it is that you do and you do best. Know your weaknesses and know your strengths and play into your strengths. Don't focus on your weaknesses, because even to focus on your weaknesses is a mentality that's focusing on lack. So choose to focus on the abundance that you already have, not the lack that you have, so you can manifest the abundance. You can manifest the things that you're already strong in. You can manifest more than that versus manifesting the negative. Okay. Journaling is extremely important. Why? Because so many people can they're an open book and they take mental dumps on you. They take mental dumps on me and all of us. This is my crap in life, so to speak, and sometimes we're dealing with our own stuff, and there's times when we're put in a position where we can help somebody. Okay. And we, based off of our life's experience, but if we haven't managed our own stuff, if we haven't dealt with our own, then that's like weight on top of weight on top of weight, which in my opinion is a reason why a lot of people suffer from anxiety. They suffer from stress. They're taking on all this other weight from other people and they have yet to even deal with their own. So when you journal, you're relieving that stress, you're relieving that anxiety, you're kind of leaving that anxiety and that worry on a piece of paper. You're leaving that doubt that you have within yourself. Can I do this? Can I not do this? I don't know. And you're kind of just, you're back and forth and you're kind of toiling with yourself internally. Leave that on a paper. Put those doubts on paper and say, is that really me? And then you go, no, that's not even me. That's just a thought that I was thinking, or that was just a way that I was feeling. Okay. And planning out. The next one, we're just gonna, that one is so in depth. I'm not even gonna sit there for a long time, because we can discuss that one for a very long time. But writing out your personal plans, for success, like your goals, what it is that you want in a day. What is it? Yesterday is over with, so don't worry about yesterday. But today, you have X amount of hours in a day, so it's important to maximize that opportunity. And how can you do that? By writing, unless you write out your goals. So writing out your goals, visiting your goals on a daily basis. And I go so far as to, and I've only learned this, and I'm seeing that it's proven to be effective, and that's why I'm giving it to you, is not just writing them out in the morning time, but like revisiting them 2 and 3 and 4 times and multiple times throughout the day, because our brains are so easily led astray. We get that squirrel mentality. We get distracted. Situations and circumstances come about, and in that, man, we are hard to like pulled and tugged, and then we lose focus. We lose focus so easily. And I say we because I'm guilty, okay, of that as well. So like I said, I implement these things. I'm speaking from my personal experience. But revisiting your goals, and the more you can revisit them throughout the day, especially when you're going through something, okay, have them on your cell phone, because you always have your cell phone instead of having them written down on a piece of paper, whatever that is, whatever works, to you, or set a reminder on your phone. Just as reminders of your goal, reminders of the things that you're focusing on. It's like, keep your eye on the prize, my friend. If you consistently have your eye on the prize, then worry doesn't affect you. Anxiety doesn't, that you have to swim through, or that's coming at you in a day, doesn't affect you. Why? Because you're focused, because you're dedicated, and nothing is going to stop you from going to that place. So visit your goals quite often. Get away from negative people. That one might or might not be hard for all of you guys, because some of those negative people are the ones that you love. Some of them you might actually live with. Some of them you sleep with. Some of them are around you, so it's not always congruent to the atmosphere that you would like to be in. It's not always in alignment with that, but if you can minimize your interaction with negative people, that'd be great. If they're your loved ones, then hey, you just kind of gotta try to be the voice of change in their life. Try to be the light in their life. Try to be that voice of fruitfulness. It takes 2 to argue, so don't argue with negativity, because you will be directing your energy towards those things that are negative. So just sit there, You don't have to receive it. Listen to it and say, hey, I'm sorry, I don't agree, or, analyze it, deal with it so you can change from that negativity. You're only responsible for yourself, and that's a good point to bring up with that person, that negative person. Tell them, hey, are you happy? Well, what the hell do you mean? Am I happy? Well, exactly. You're not happy. There you go. That's a clear tell sign that you're not happy. So happiness first starts with yourself. You can't change anybody else. So there's no sense in, but get away from negative people. You are the sum of the 4 to 5 people you're around. I'm happy to say that every single morning, every single day, I am in good company. And I say that to every one of you guys who are my friends, who are my family, who are my extended family. You guys mean the world to me, and I appreciate being sharpened and being put in a position where I can deliver a message in the morning time and give my personal insight, life and change, and just, make sure you're around the right people, so that way the right people are influencing you. And at that, it's a back and forth relationship, because that's how energy is always operating. Energy is always moving anyways. So great relationships consist of giving and taking. Give and take, give and take. That's how energy is flowing through you and flowing to you. Put yourself in a position to receive. We always talk about that, Thomas. So like I just said, that was more or less my last point. I can go a little bit in depth on that one, but just your circle of friends, man. Just some basic tips, this morning on how to get things in order, and what did I do? I just wrote down a bunch of different notes. Literally, it took me 5 to 10 minutes to write those down. A few minutes, if it took me that long while Thomas was speaking, to write down these things. And they're already on my mind. They're already on my heart. They're already a part of me. Something we always talk about. Make this walk, make these practices your lifestyle. It's not homework. It's not I have to do this. I get to do this. This is something that is moving you, that is changing you, that is helping you grow, helping you mature, helping you analyze, bringing about clarity in your day, bringing about clarity in who you are and who you're hoping to be. One thing I love in reference to creation, that when the Creator looks at me, even when I am feeling my worst, even when I look in the mirror and I don't want to express gratitude, when I don't want to be happy, when I don't want to have a spirit of reception and receiving, and I feel like I'm closed-minded, or I'm closed, period. Okay, that's a person who might be in their dark state, who might be in depression, who might be going through something, feeling overwhelmed with life. Even when I am at my worst, I know that when my Creator looks at me, he sees me as my best, because my identity is not found in situations and circumstances or the limitations of others. But my identity is found in who he says I am and who I know myself to be. It's that simple. It's a bit complicated, but it's not as complicated as you might think. It's very simple. My identity and your identity is found in who you were created to be anyways. Your answers for life, the questions that you have for life, aren't found anywhere else. They're found right here. So there's no point in going to look anywhere else. You found the morning for a reason, because that is your insight. That is your light. Our mornings, we like to bring the light to others. We love to shine light in the midst of darkness. It is how we found clarity ourselves. So take those ideas and run with them. And like I said, make them a part of who you are. Make them a lifestyle practice, not a homework assignment or something you have to do. And by doing so, you put yourself in a position to receive. Love you guys, man.
And by doing those little habits right there, you'll see that it becomes just norm. Hey, I get to wake up and say, thank you for this day. That's all I have to do. Great. Let's rock that out. I'm going to say it every day. If it makes me feel better, then let's rock it. Find your niche of happiness. We're always going to have the contrast of positive and negative within life, because you got to know or go through some things that you do. And it's like, I don't want that in my life. I don't want that around me. I don't want this at all. Well, guess what? Now I know what the freak I do want, because I went through something that I did not want. And now you have found out. All right. So now I'm going to focus on just this, and my energy will go to just that. Now I know I don't have to put that squirrel mindset off over here on the negativity stuff. I can move right towards and a better, faster, better me, the bigger, better well-being side. We are in here each day to bring you this. Why? Because it is what has filled our life. These habits, these little shifts, these little changes. We implemented these things into our life in the way we spoke to ourselves to make us that better version, to inspire and sharpen each other as we go each day. Because we all know it all. Yes. No, we all know that we have the power, but some haven't learned how to turn that key yet. To unlock the door to the full abundance that's within you, your talents, your energy that will complete flow every day, and know that there's, yes, darkness, but how to handle the darkness, because you are the controller. The darkness is just something that wants you to be in their area, but yet you being a powerful light, they want to keep you. They grab you and they'll turn you with all negativity and everything else to keep you within that darkness. But just know that you have a power so bright that it will never burn out. It's a good day to have the good energy. It's a good day to co-create within here. Miss Jenn has come in and started reading the magic with us. We're in here on day number 3. If you haven't got the book and the hard copy yet, come on, guys. It's time to get it. If not, go get the PDF download with inside the group, and then we'll be able to move on a little bit further from there. Miss Crystal, you had something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of hold the energy I'm feeling right now. It's just unreal. It like hit me like an amazing ton of bricks, you know. Right before you hit record, I was on my Facebook typing, saying how hard I've been struggling trying to put my thoughts to pen to paper, and how the training I'm going through is teaching us how to work through that. And I didn't even finish that sentence. And you hit record, and all of a sudden my energy pulled here. And then Julio started talking, and I filled up a full page. So I just proved myself wrong. So I just kind of want to share what had come to me. And it's about motivating yourself. Because I feel that that's my biggest hurdle right now is keeping that motivation and consistency. So first I put down that you got to really understand yourself. You got to find your passion, know your own truth, tell yourself your value, and find key points you and in your life of your strengths. Improve your happiness. Everything, like Julio was saying, about removing the toxic people. These last couple months that I did a big shift in my work, like phenomenal. I can feel it in my house. I can feel it in just every aspect and corner that I've been living this past month and a bit here. We spend so much of our time, us working folk, away from our house. And so to have that environment not be healthy for you, you're not really going to advance or move yourself. Another one is stopping yourself. Procrastination in my life is like one of my biggest nemesis. Like I can keep myself busy 9 to 5, Monday to Friday in this house, but you would walk in my house and not really know that I've been functioning because it's still a bit of a clustered disaster. But it's also laziness too. When a thought comes into my mind now, what I've been doing is instead of just being like, oh yeah, and then releasing it and letting it go, like a thought came into my mind of a task that I still have yet accomplished. I'm forcing myself to get up out of my chair, out of what I'm doing, if it's feasible, and doing at least part of it. Even if it's only a third of that task, I'm now feeling more accomplished because I'm getting stuff done. It's not to the level that's like, do it, and I used to always have to finish it. So everything else would get put aside, but then I get shiny object syndrome. But we got to be an example. I've got 3 kids. I wasn't the best example in the past on, everyday functioning. We got to teach our kids to clean up after ourselves, to respect our objects and items, and respect everything in our life, because it only moves forward for things like that. And then finally, rewarding yourself. We are just like children. We need that approval. We need that reward. We need that form of, you know, acceptance, and getting that from yourself. That's one thing that I've noticed with me, is that that has been so strong and so helpful. Just looking in that mirror and truly believing that I love you, you know, that is a form of approval on myself. And because I couldn't say that before. And so this is all part of motivating yourself to get into that better frame of mind. So this is what came to me. So I love the energy this morning, guys. Keep it up.
All right. Thank you, Miss Crystal, for sharing that. All right. We're going to pass this on to Miss Jenn so we can get the third day of the magic read out for us, so you can have it within you, within yourself. This assists everybody. But you need to get the book. You need to implement the practices. You need to get it on download or hard copy. Go ahead, Miss Jenn.
Had to refill my coffee. Coffee's awesome. Yeah, this one is magical relationships, guys. And I know that there's some people in here that want to breathe the magic as well, and take a day, which, you know, that's awesome. I'll definitely tune in for you guys. Magical relationships is my favorite one, especially at this time of the year. I lost my best friend when she was 21 to MS, and I wasn't there to see her go. And it's every year at about this time, it touches my soul. So one of my people in my magic relationships is her, even though she's not around anymore. And what Julio was saying earlier, you know, with the people in your life, it's so important that you evaluate your relationships and your friends that you have with you always, you know, because the wheel is in motion sometimes, and you've got greater visions, and we all do. Look at Crystal, that just all that stuff came to her right now, right? You got to keep going forward. And sometimes people will hold you back. Sometimes people will pull on your jacket, right? Sometimes, you know, you realize that you've outgrown people, if that makes sense. But there's going to be pillars and people in your life that are going to be there. They're going to be impactful. And these are the people that, you know, you can't take them for granted, because one day they're not going to be here. So let's jump into this reading. I was going to go through and kind of summarize this chapter, but because this is one of my favorite ones, I'm going to read the whole thing out. And if you are following along with the book, that's sick. If not, you know, a way to do it is if you're on the video on camera, then you can pull up the PDF on your phone and follow along that way. There's lots of resources. So if you're in Life Motivator Group, get the PDF in file section. Thomas put it in there for you, or hit up one of us, because it's circulating, guys. And for those of you who haven't done this, we are on day 3. So if you're new or you're watching this on replay, make sure you go back and read everything prior to day 3, because you need to do 3 days prior. And if you fall off, same sort of situation, right? So read three days back. Okay. So imagine if you were the only person on earth. You would have no desire to do anything. What would the point be in creating a painting if no one could see it? What would be the point in composing music if no one could hear it? What would be the point in inventing anything if there was no one to use it? There would be no reason to move from one place to another, because wherever you went would be the same as where you were. No one would be there. There would be no pleasure or joy in your life. If you're contacting an experience with other people that gives you joy, that gives your life joy, meaning, and purpose, because of that, your relationships affect your life, more than anything else. To receive the life of your dreams, it's vital that you understand how the relationships affect your life now, and how they are the most powerful channels for gratitude to start magically changing your life. Science is now confirming the wisdom of the great sages of the past, with research studies showing that people who practice gratitude have closer relationships, are more connected to family and friends, and have other people look upon them favorably. But probably the most astounding statistic that has come out of research studies is that for every one complaint about another person, whether in thought or word, there have to be 10 blessings for that relationship to flourish. Any less than 10 blessings for every one complaint, and the relationship will deteriorate. And if the relationship is a marriage, it will most likely end in divorce. Gratitudes make relationships flourish. As you increase your gratitude for any relationship, you will magically receive an abundance of happiness and good things in that relationship. And gratitude for your relationships doesn't change only your relationships, it also changes you. No matter what your temperament is now, gratitude will give you more patience, understanding, compassion, and kindness, to the point where you won't even recognize yourself. The little irritations you once felt and the complaints you had in your relationships will disappear. Because when you're truly grateful for another person, there's nothing you want to change about that person. You won't criticize, you won't complain about them, you won't blame them, because you're too busy being grateful for the good things about them. In fact, you won't even be able to see the things you used to complain about. Words are very powerful. So when you complain about any person, you actually harm your life. It is your life that will suffer. By the law of attraction, whatever you think or say about another person, you bring to you. This is the very reason why the greatest minds and teachers of the world have told us to be grateful. They knew that for you to receive more in your life, for your life to magically increase, you have to be grateful for others just as they are. What if every person close to you said, "I love you just the way you are"? How would you feel? Today's magic practice is about being grateful for people just as they are. Even if all your relationships are currently good, they will increase with more magnificence through this practice. And with everything you find to be grateful in for each person, you will see gratitude perform its breathtaking magic, and your relationships will be stronger, more fulfilling, and more enriching than you ever thought they could be. Choose 3 of your closest relationships to be grateful for. You might choose your wife, your son, your father, your boyfriend, your business partner, your sister. You might choose your best friend, your grandmother, and your uncle. You can choose any 3 relationships that are important to you, as long as you have a photograph of each person. If you're like me, I don't have pictures and stuff with me, right? So I'm just going to be able to pull them up on the computer. I can still do it. The photograph can be just of a person or the both of you together. Once you have selected your 3 relationships and photographs, you're ready to set the magic into motion. Sit down and think about the things you're most grateful for about each person. What are the things you love about this person? What are their best qualities? You could be grateful for their patience, ability to listen, talents, strength, good judgment, wisdom, laugh, sense of humor, their eyes, smile, or kind heart. You could be grateful for the things you enjoy doing with the person, or you can recall a time when the person was there for you, cared for you, or supported you. After you spent your time thinking about what you're grateful for about that person, put their photograph in front of you. And with a pen and a notepad or on your computer, choose the 5 things you are most grateful for. Look at that photograph of the person as you make your list of 5 things. Begin each sentence with the magic words, "Thank you," and address the person by their name, and then write what you're grateful for. Example, thank you, their name, for what? For example, thank you, John, for always making me laugh, or thank you, Mom, for supporting me through college. When you finish your list of all 3 people, continue with this magic practice by taking the photographs with you today and putting them in a place you will see them often. Whenever you look at the photographs today, thank the person by name by saying the magic words, "Thank you," and the person's name. Thank you, Haley. If you're moving around a lot, carry the photographs with you in your bag or pocket, or make an effort to look at the photographs 3 times during the day, following the same procedure. Now you know how to use gratitude's magical practice to transform your relationships into magical relationships. Although it's not part of the requirement of this book, you may want to take this amazing practice and use it every day if necessary to make every relationship you have magnificent. You can use it on the same relationship as many times as you want. The more you can be grateful for the good things in your relationships, the faster every relationship in your life will miraculously change. So, magic practice number 3. So for those of you guys who are tuning in now, repeat steps 1 to 3 of magic practice number 1. So count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings. Write why you're grateful. Reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you," and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Choose 3 of your closest relationships and collect a photograph of each person. With the photo in front of you, write 5 things you're most grateful for about each person in your journal or on your computer. Begin each sentence with the magic words, "Thank you." Include their name and what you specifically are grateful for. Carry the 3 photographs with you today, or put them in a place when you will see them often. Look at the photographs at least 3 occasions. Speak to the person's face in the photograph and thank them by saying the words, magical words, "Thank you," and their name. "Thank you, Haley." Before you go to sleep tonight, take your magic rock in your hand and say the magic words, thank you, for the best thing that happened during that day.
Thank you very much, Jen. That right there is another practice. Take that rock, bring it with you. And as Julio said earlier, and as Jen's saying again, throughout the day, periodically, grab it, put it in your hand, say some thank you things as well. As you're looking at those pictures in the other hand, you have the magic rock in one hand. Do that too. And as you're saying thank you. These are little practices that a lot of people say, we're crazy. What are y'all thinking? You know, it's a new way of forming habits is what we're doing right here. Showing you new ways of doing something different that you wasn't doing before. It's easy to wake up and start bitching and griping about people all day and around you and what's going on at work. But wouldn't it be so much better to look at their good trait that they do have, their talent that you do like? Wouldn't it be more great, better within you if you started focusing on that instead of their lack of and whatever you dislike? But just remember, we all have different work ethics. We all have different things that we've been swimming through in life and that we're working with and dealing with. Not every person is the same, but yet we can focus on having happiness within our life. And that's what the magic is all about. You focusing on, go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to just say really quick, like it says 3 people. And when I was reading the 3 people, I've already obviously had my 3 people because I read the practice last night, but I was looking around the room here and I'm like, we're really in a state of abundance. They say the 5 people you hang around with, well, what if you have 25, 30, or 100 people like we do here? Sorry, that's all I wanted to say.
No, that's perfect, because that's what the other thing I was going to say. That just is, she's telling you 3 just to get you into a habit form. So if you have multiple people, yes, give blessings to all of them. Give praise to all of them, because you want them all to succeed in every shape, form, or fashion. Do you not? Because we do. So the new habits that you're learning from this book and this practice and coming in here each day is a new habit. It's something that you weren't getting interjected into your life, but now that you are coming and you're getting bits and pieces of things that we're doing within our life and how we have shifted them by just some habits. We want to thank Miss Crystal for her readings and everything that she was able to download this morning in that short period of time while she was sitting on here. Thank Brother Julio for the power that he gives us as he writes down every day as well. Make sure you turn the breaker off, brother. And make sure that we are giving back to each other within here. Miss Jenn, thank you for coming in and reading the magic with us, something you did with us early within our career.
Thomas, I'm a bad boy. I work with the electricity on. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Oh, the power is already within me. I have the power.
Yeah, we're gonna light it. He'll be a light bulb here shortly, guys. It's all good. Oh. But we want to thank Miss Jenn for coming in here. Like I said, 2016, she started reading this within the community that we had started back then, and it brought us so much mind-changing things that we really did, but we did it, and we implemented it, and then it started giving us different ways of thinking and perspectives of our life. So take this to heart. When you do it, actually do it, and understand that it is more for you. And the most powerful thing that's going to wrap us up this morning is Miss Shannon. She gives us affirmations in the morning time that you can start writing for yourself as well. That is very powerful. Things that you can be saying to you to assist your boost each day. So go ahead, Miss Shannon, wrap us up.
Morning, everybody. I choose my emotions and I choose the experiences I have in life. I am constantly thinking, talking, and writing about the reality I want to create. I create my reality through the choices I make in this moment. Therefore, before I do anything, I take a minute to set my intention for the outcome I desire. I choose to be happy. I choose to be healthy. I choose to learn and to love. I choose to understand, and I choose to succeed. I am connected to the endless abundance of the universe.
We are all connected to the endless abundance of the universe. Tap into it. Take those creative ideas and make them a reality. We are the Life Motivators. And we want to thank everyone for coming in here with us this morning and sharing your love, your energy, and your time. We know it's very valuable. Go out and enjoy this day and have fun. We love and appreciate you all. See y'all tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel.